Here's how a Utah Republican legislator gamed the system this week to clear the way for his hand-picked successor, who has ties to a far-right extremist organization that has been declared a hate group. This is Utah State Republican Representative Tim Jimenez. He represents HD 28 in Tooele, which is a small city to the west of Salt Lake City. He was first elected 2 years ago in 2022. Earlier this week, he dropped his re-election bid, and the only other Republican in the race is Nicolene Peck, and that was by design. This year, candidates could file to run for office starting on January 2nd. Jimenez filed to run on the very first day, but Peck, on the other hand, filed on the final day. Peck getting into the race seemed very strange because Jimenez was the incumbent, and it's rare for GOP incumbents to draw a challenger from the same party. But that was the way that they had planned it. During the legislative session, there were rumblings that Jimenez was thinking about dropping out of the race, which would leave Peck as the only Republican on the ballot. I asked him about this, and he acknowledged as much and told me that he had asked her to run in case he decided not to. Well, with Jimenez out of the race, Peck is now the favorite to win in November. She's the only Republican who can succeed him, since no other Republicans filed before the deadline, so she's got the nomination already locked up. HD 28 is a heavily Republican seat. Republican voters outnumber Democrats by more than 4-1, so she's the odds-on favorite to win. Nicolene Peck heads the nonprofit Worldwide Organization for Women, which is a right-wing group that focuses on issues like religious freedom and parental rights. Peck's group is aligned with the extremist Family Watch International, which has been designated as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Last year, human rights organizations accused Family Watch International and its founder, Sharon Slater, of fanning anti-LGBTQ hatred in several African countries. Now, this is not the first time that this has happened in Utah politics. In 2016, there were rumors that longtime Republican Representative Kurt Oda was not going to run for re-election. He denied those, and when the filing period opened, he filed on the very first day. Then, just hours before the filing period closed, Republican Carrie Ann Lisenby got into the race, and a couple of days later, Oda dropped out, and Lisenby has been in the legislature ever since. Way back in 2001, Democratic Senator Pete Suazo was killed in a tragic ATV accident, and Utah Democrats picked his wife, Alicia, to fill out the rest of his term. In 2002, Alicia Suazo waited until the very last minute to announce that she was not going to run for re-election, and her hand-picked successor, Nina Cisneros, filed just before the deadline to replace her. The Republican in the race, James Evans, successfully turned the method by which Cisneros got into the race into a campaign issue, and he defeated her in November. That was the first time a Republican had won that Salt Lake City-based Senate seat in decades. Evans was ousted 2 years later by Democrat Fred Fife.